Pam Schermeyer,
Yes.
Kelly Garrett,
Yes.
Cheryl Mitchell,
Yes.
and Bobby Lovins.
Yes.
And Dan Sugg, yes. Okay, so unanimous approval of the agenda. And now, hopefully everyone saw the attachment of the minutes from our January 15th meeting and had time to review those. And when someone is ready, I will hear any discussion or corrections, and if none, then a motion to approve.
I move to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I'll accept your motion, Pam, in a second.
I'll second it, Dan.
Bobby Lovins seconds it, and we also need a roll call vote. So Fred Prime,
Yes.
Mark Watts,
Yes.
Pam Schermeyer,
Yes.
Cheryl Mitchell,
Yes.
Kelly Garrett, you're on mute if you're still there. Bobby Lovins.
Kelly had to step away for a second.
Okay. Oh, I see, chat. Bobby
She had to
Lovins.
relocate.
Aye.
She said, yeah. Oh, it's raining in Paradise. Okay. But do I have to wait for her now to come back, or do we have, I think we need her vote, don't we?
I think it's the majority of who's present, right?
Yeah, you're probably right. And I approve.
Yes, yes.
Got a yes from Kelly. Okay, great. All right, so great. We have approval of minutes. Next is election of officers. Susie, someone need help with that one. I'm not sure what we're doing there.
Well, so hopefully nothing actually. The city council considered, and I'm going to jump ahead a little bit and then we'll get back to this. So at the January 25th meeting, city council considered the DDA board's request to reduce the number of seats on the board, and that request was granted. And then as part of their resolution approving that, they also approved several other amendments that we had discussed that relate to board membership. And so as part of that, it was, they approved the election of officers occurring in even years for a 2-year term at at the first board meeting in April. So I was a little ahead of myself in terms of election of officers in general, because I had it in February, it should be in April. But if you're all in agreement with this, which I assume you will be, Dan, you'll continue as chair for another year. Fred will continue as vice chair for another year, and then Cheryl will continue as secretary for another year, and we'll pick up this election of officers next April.
There's
Now
no recall petition chance for me there, no?
I'm gonna say that's a no.
Don't say that too loud.
Okay, so, all right, so we don't need to do anything with the election of officers. All right, great. Any discussion around that, guys? Everybody good with that?
Sounds
Do we
good.
need a motion?
Fine.
I don't think we'll need a motion, since we are gonna be taking up the
Bylaw.
overall bylaw amendments a little bit later on in the agenda, and that will cover that should reaffirm the changes that were made at council and affirm the changes here. So I think we should be good for this particular agenda item.
Okay, which takes us to financial review. So those obviously were attached, and I always offer Pam Bracci an opportunity to point out anything of note on here, or anything, or any questions from the group after reviewing the financials.
I really don't have anything to print out or to on any of it. If anybody has questions, I can answer those.
I will say that, you know, the budget amendments aren't quite, that we approved at the last meeting aren't reflected yet in this. So,
Yep, that's going to
know, just-
council.
yeah, that's, I mean, there's still some process. So, and the only other thing I wanted to point out was that our tax collected revenue is actually higher than we budgeted and slightly higher
Well,
than
that one might be, that might have to be adjusted to the other.
to the
It
what?
might have to be adjusted. The journal entry to put the money in might have been putting it in, kept putting it in the same account, which it should have probably been into the other, the TIFA account or whatever.
Oh, okay. I
Don't-
see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's.
So don't get excited about that.
Yeah, don't get excited. I have to look
Alright,
into it.
All right, awesome. I
I
was
did
getting
notice that
excited.
and I have to look into that for you.
Okay. And
Next
then
week.
the only other question I had for you, Pam, was just really to confirm. So the miscellaneous revenue is more than likely that the different grant funds that we've been able to pull in.
Different grant funds, and you might have also gotten some of the PP, the personal property money too.
Oh, okay. All right, awesome. That was everything I had, guys.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions for Pam or Susie around financials? Great. I need a motion to accept the financials.
Motion to accept.
I saw at least, there we go. I saw a couple lips. So Fred's motion, I'll take Kelly as a second, I believe, right, Kelly? All right.
Yes.
And I'll do a roll call vote. Fred,
Yes.
Mark Watts,
Yes.
Pam Schermeyer,
Yes.
Cheryl Mitchell,
Yes.
Bobby Lovins,
Yes.
Kelly Garrett.
Yes.
Yes, and Dan Sugg, yes. Unanimous carry. We have accepted the financials. All right. Back to our agenda. Committee reports.
I'm gonna let Corey take the lead on this one.
Corey, what do you got from Promotions Committee?
All right, so we had our promotions committee meeting yesterday. And most of the meeting, we're looking forward to summer, spring, what we're looking to do for those seasons. And our next big thing would be April, which is Spring into Self-Care. That's going to be a month-long virtual event with a lot of different aspects part of it. So the big part is we're going to have businesses, better health, beauty, well-being, those types. They're going to do hopefully some 10 to 15 minute tutorial videos. So that could be makeup, it could be stretches, dental care, really anything that relates to their business. Already had one business say yes, so off to a good start. So they'll have the creative freedom with that, and then we'll be posting them on our social media, our website. These I think would be a good option too, because we have our live in LV videos going and those get some views too. So it'll just be an expansion of that to some extent. And then we're also going to do a receipt raffle kind of program. So if anyone goes to a business that's the health, well-being, beauty during April in Lathrup Village, then they can submit their receipt and we'll have a prize of $100 to $150 self-care basket. So that will have products from all our businesses. We'll go out, purchase, and then if the businesses want to add any sort of promotion to, we'll accept that, but we'll go and purchase some products from our different businesses for that.
I'm sorry, just one more time. You said if you go to any beauty place in Lathrop, you can submit the receipt?
Yep, and as many receipts as you want.
Board members included, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Can
it
you,
has to be Lathrup Village though, not some other state.
what if somebody doesn't want to give up their receipt for some reason? Could they submit a copy?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So we'll have that going all month long April, and then Parks and Rec will be doing their Step Up Challenge. They have some fitness classes going. Their walking club will be started. So we'll have a lot of things going in April, and they'll all mostly be virtual. So we don't want anything to happen like our winter market, but so we'll be COVID safe. And then let's see, after that, we talked about our summer cleanup for Southfield Road. We're planning on June 12th, 9 to 11. We'll see you guys all out there helping us clean up the district. We'll get more information and signups going as we get closer to that. Then we also are looking for the art fairs, June 19th from 10 to 6 that the Parks and Rec is putting on. And we're looking, what can we do after 6 when it ends? So we discussed doing a Juneteenth festival celebration. So it's early in the works right now, but our promotions has homework to do 2 ideas that they want to see at the Juneteenth event. Let's see. And then we also discussed with them some of our resilience recovery training that we had with Main Street. That was our dashboard with the rebranding, logo redesign, and just brief information about that. And the last thing we discussed, this was after you logged off, Dan, but we were talking about Representative Bolden, I believe it's the last name. She's nominating a local business. So we submitted a nomination for Always Hair for You, one of our salons, to be recognized because Valerie Bryant, she's participates in everything. She's great business. And she also puts on these beauty-thons, which is wig donations for cancer survivors, makeup. And she's just a great business owner. So we really thought she should be recognized outside of Lathrup Village. And I think that's all for promotion. So any questions with that?
Make sure everybody got that date, or maybe you can share the date for the road cleanup for the DDA too. So
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
we're available. It's just a couple hours on a Saturday. It should be pretty cool.
Yeah, and our one in the fall, we had great turnout. And I think the one in the summer before, I'm pretty sure we had a really good turnout too.
Yep. We had
I didn't quite catch what Representative Bolton is doing with her. Is it a proclamation or what? How is she honoring the Always Hair for You salon?
Well, we just submitted it, so they're going to choose some businesses, but it's a tribute for local businesses, just some recognition.
Okay.
And we
So
just
it's a pronouncement or something. Yeah.
from my understanding.
Okay.
All right, and then economic vitality. Lost my minutes for that.
It's in the package too.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Okay, so at our February economic vitality meeting, we mostly discussed the city, village, and township grant program with Oakland County. It's the phase 2. In phase 1, we were able to get an electrostatic cleaner for Kebab Kebab. But now the phase 2 is the money side of it. And we were able to get about $34,600, $34,600, something like that, for reimbursement for our restaurants. So that's really awesome. We have 6 eligible restaurants. They have to be sit down capability, full service. So we have 6 restaurants that can apply. So we put together an application that the restaurants can apply for reimbursement. They can have PPE, anything that really helped them operate safely during COVID. They can request to be reimbursed from July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021. So Evie's working on an application to get out on February 22nd. Council's approving the interlocal agreement with the county. And after that, the county will distribute some funds and we'll get them out there. We were also able to get 4 heaters for tower heaters for the park. So we can have those out there for Fireside Fridays. So Susie and I can stay warm when we're out there and hopefully get some more people out there. So it's pretty big grant and hopefully we'll be getting those applications to our restaurants soon. We then also talked about a Main Street Resilience grant that we're hoping to apply for, but we weren't the right level of a community. You had to be a higher community. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to apply to that one anymore. And then we also talked about the logo of rebranding the downtown logo and working looking for local graphic designers. I think that's everything. Questions with that? All right.
All right. Good.
I know quite a few graphic designers, if you want some names.
Oh, yeah.
Or I
please.
could, or I could contact them.
Yeah, either you can send me the contacts, or if you want to give them my email or phone number, either
Okay.
works.
Okay, Why, why don't I just give them your contact information if they're interested?
Yeah, that would be great.
Good,
Perfect. Thanks, Pam.
You bet.
Great. All right, good reports from promotions and economic vitality. And I think a little bit, maybe just to add, because I was in the promotions committee meeting, one of the things that we felt was important to push with promotions and as it relates to DDA is starting to really think long-term structurally about how our events should support the DDA and the city. Around diversity, culture, inclusion, and making sure that we're celebrating those things throughout the town. So that's why the Juneteenth celebration idea came up. Like, let's educate, let's inform, let's bring that information to the community too, and provide some value. So hopefully we'll start to see us frame up all the events around that same way. I think as we continue to get more active with promotion. So. Really good stuff. All right, other business, director's report, Susie.
All right, so while you all have my report, but I just wanted to just highlight a couple of things on there related to cannabis and the infrastructure committee. So first of all, the city's been, the planning commission and council have been working on drafting ordinance language for adult use, adult recreational use cannabis. We also took up at the end of last month and the beginning of this month, ordinance language for primary care cannabis users that was ultimately approved on the 8th. And so primary caregivers for cannabis are permitted to locate in the office district along 12 Mile Road. So this is an effort to get them out of the neighborhoods and get them into a space where we can more effectively regulate them with some standards that are also applicable, that may also be applicable should council move forward with the adult use. So I just wanted to let you know that that is, so that's now a permitted use within that district. So I wanted to make you aware of that. I can send you all, I think I sent you all the language beforehand, but I can resend the adopted language to you after the meeting. Also, in terms of infrastructure projects, the city is moving forward with a whole lot of projects, including sidewalks, and that's going to be the first project really of the spring summer, and we are going to be replacing unsafe flags of concrete, including the Southfield Road business corridor. So this had been discussed, even 2018, I think was the last time we talked about it. Kind of the timing got off, but we're putting together documentation right now for a resolution for council to consider on Monday, and we'll be sending out notices to the residents and the businesses, letting them know that the sidewalk, it'll be a special assessment district. So letting them know that that's going to be happening this summer. So they'll have some options to move forward, to choose from, have the city contractor do it, they can do it, payment plans, etc. So just wanted to let you know that that'll be happening. We'll be taking care of the 11 and 12 Mile Road commercial corridors when we get to those sections of the city for the sidewalk program. So
Susie, are you saying that residences will also be included?
Yes. So right now for this initial project period this year is going to be, it'll be the residences south of 696 between Santa Barbara and just east of Lathrup Boulevard.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's terrific, because in the past, we've had to pay for our own.
well, and they are going to be, you know, it will be a special assessment. So ultimately, I mean, residents will be responsible for a cost. And specific costs will be, you know, provided when we'll have an initial set of numbers at the March 15th city council meeting, and then a final set of numbers will be provided at the April meeting. So there will be a cost, but there will also be options. We're going to allow individuals to pay over the course of 2 years. So that should help ease any financial stress. At least that's our intent.
All right, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Let me
And
announce Brian Ford has joined the meeting.
hi, Brian.
Brian, can you tell us where you're located and what county you're in, please?
I'm in Wixom, Michigan, Oakland County. I believe it's Oakland County.
Great, welcome.
It
to the
is,
meeting,
thank
Brian.
you. But that's all the highlights I really wanted to point out from the director's report.
Okay, great. Any questions for Susie around any of the stuff she has listed here or has reported on? I'm curious, I meant to ask this earlier. Did you guys have anybody for the first Fireside Friday, or was it just you and Corey out there?
Oh, well, do my kids count? Because it was a snow day. It was frigid.
Sure.
Also, Mark was there. Mark came,
Oh, nice.
and so did Vanessa. So
And
we did.
Bobby.
And Bobby came. Yep, we had some participants on the coldest day, I must say. Corey and I were less successful last week. And this week obviously was canceled due to conflicts with the board meeting. We will be having another Fireside Friday next week.
Perfect.
So please bundle up, come on out. We will have the heaters too. So our plan is to, and I know Corey's going to be coordinating the delivery of the heaters later on this afternoon. Our plan is to march forward with Fireside Fridays. It's in March. So you'll have other opportunities to come and hang out with us.
Great. And remind me, Susie, do I accept this report or we just note it? We just note
Yeah,
it.
we just kind of note it. We don't need to accept
Great.
it.
Any questions, or can we move on to code enforcement? I think code enforcement, Susie.
Yep. So our code enforcement officer is back in action. He started at like mid-January, I think it was, shortly after the holiday. And so one of the things that we had talked about in the executive committee meetings and as part of that whole cost share discussion was, hey, let's see a report of his activities. So I wanted to make sure that you had a report. So there it is for you. I did not have him join us. I can certainly have him join us at future meetings if you find that would be helpful. But just want to let you know there are his activities. So are there any questions in particular about those? Or I mean, it's not broken down,
Right.
you know, DDA district neighborhoods. I mean, this is everything that he's doing. So
Yeah, I wonder if it would if we could have a designation of what's in the DDA and what's out, maybe just for reference. I think that would help us with why we wanted to see the report in the first place, was like the activity in the actual DDA.
Okay.
I mean, you can kind of tell based on the complaint and why it is, but that's great.
awesome.
Yeah,
Will
he's
do.
busy right out of the gate. So
Absolutely.
that's Rami is his name, right?
Yes, Rami Swiden.
All right, What else you got for us, Susie? National Main Street Conference.
National Main Street Conference is, it's going to be happening in April over the course of 2 days. It is a virtual conference this year, which is somewhat disappointing because it was going to be in Boston. That was going to be fun, but oh well. So there is a reduced rate for anyone who may be interested in attending. Come on, stop it. Hold on. Corey, you want to talk to a little bit more about attendance?
Yes. So if we have 5 people, then it's reduced to $75 per person. And since it's virtual, easy to hop on and off. And if there's certain ones, I can resend the schedule if you want to take another look at it. If you only want to go to one day and someone wants to go to another, we can always split spots too. So if you're interested, please let me know. Right now we have 3, which is me, Susie, and Dan, and then Cheryl, but she might jump with us or do the civic leader spot. So if you're interested, let me know. I'll resend the link with the schedule after this.
And the early bird registration ends like the beginning of March. So if we could have your RSVPs by the end of February, that would be fabulous. These are all generally really fun, and I always find them to be very inspiring, kind of get the juices flowing conference sessions. So I hope many, if not all of us, are able to participate this year.
Great. Hopefully you guys will consider it. There's always something you can take away from no matter what kind of conference you go to. So I think it's hopefully worth some of our time. All right, and then National Main Street Recovery Planning, Susie?
Yeah, so I included in your packet the follow-up materials from our final session with Matt, and I honestly thank you all for the awesome participation. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did and really got something out of it. I think we need to take these, I think at this point now since we've got our dashboard, we've got that sample work plan, we need to make a concerted effort to use those documents wisely and, really formulate our work plans. Obviously, we're going to be taking some, for the committee specific, we're either going to take one whole committee meeting or a part of a committee meeting to go through those specific items that were in the dashboard. I don't know. I'd like to know what you all feel for how to address like the organizational and those board related items in the dashboard. Do we want to do a separate work study? Do you want to have it as homework and provide it back to Corey and I, and we kind of synthesize and represent to you? Do you want to take some time during the board meetings? Let me know. I'm curious, please.
I think me personally, I would benefit from maybe pulling together separately for about an hour and just reviewing, what we need to work on as a board and the organization. I mean, I can see it here clearly, but just so we can coordinate our efforts, and then if we need more time, we can do it away as a homework project, and then have you guys run point on collecting that information. That's what I would, just so we could work as a group versus 8 different ways. I don't know what everybody else thinks.
Yeah. No, that makes sense to me.
Okay.
We're really just talking like an hour, just to get together and kind of walk through it again and what we need to accomplish. And then certainly from a committee standpoint, I think the same thing should happen. Promotion, design, and economic vitality just come out of this and make this kind of a work plan for a separate, or maybe the next meeting for those. So
I'll send out one of those doodle poll again that I sent for when we were doing the wrap up. So when I send out the stuff we talked about that I said I'll send out, I'll put in a doodle poll link there with a few different dates, and then whatever majority is available for, we can do a bit of workshopping then.
yeah, And I think if we were, and we'll maybe talk about this at some point, if we were back live, we might be able to accomplish this face to face in one of our meetings, just to tack on or something, but because it's most likely gonna be virtual, I think maybe just a separate meeting for an hour and go over it, so hopefully that'll work for everyone. Any other thoughts on that? It was a, I think, an enlightening process to go through and really put down everything we're doing. And obviously, it doesn't seem like a lot until you start writing it down. And clearly, it went on to 2 pages. So I think it was a good exercise, well, at least for me, and I think for the group. So
Well, the county was pretty happy with it, and they were glad that we were able to do that. So.
all right. Any other questions around any of the 4 points that Susie just covered from her report through the updates? Oh, looks like we're good. All right, let's move on to old business. So as Susie alluded to earlier, the bylaw suggestions that we put to council were approved, and they are attached to this meeting invite, and we will need a motion to approve those unless there's some discussion or questions.
And again, this is just really reaffirming the changes that council adopted. And these are all, everything that is in here is what you guys have seen, what you saw at the previous meeting.
All of the suggestions that we presented at our last meeting got approved by the board. I think it's good to know before we approve these, I think it's good to note that there was, it seemed to me, some very goodwill from the city council to the DDA around some of the movements we've had lately, and certainly that was pointed out. So I'm passing that along to this group, that city council's very much appreciative of our efforts. So really good stuff. So hearing no discussion, do we have a motion to approve the bylaws amended, please?
I will
Motion
make
to
that
approve.
motion.
All right, so I got Fred's motion, Pam seconded, and then we'll do a roll call vote, and I'll start with Fred
Yes.
and Mark Watts,
Yes.
Pam Shermeyer,
Yes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
Pam, Brian Ford,
Yes.
and Kelly Garrett,
Yes.
and Bobby Levens.
Yes.
And Dan Sugg is a yes. So unanimously accepted the bylaws as amended. On to new business. We have a sign grant application from Brow Slayer Microblading LLC for a new sign, and the application is here, signed and dated. There is a actual drawing of the sign you guys have in your package, and then I believe, Susie, you're going to share, which is required, a picture.
Yeah, I just needed.
I have it. If you give me share power.
Share power. Yes, you have share power, Corey. Thank you.
All right. Can everyone see that?
So this Brow Slayer is a brand new business. And so this is she's in I know the picture doesn't, it's kind of hard to know exactly where she's at, but she's south of 696 in those buildings on the west side of the road, near Bobby's location, as a matter of fact. So she, I believe she's right next door to Thai Herbal Massage too, if you're familiar with where that is located. So she is, like I said, she's brand new, and it's kind of a difficult building to place signage on. Some of the other businesses actually have variances for rooftop signs, which are not typically permitted anywhere in the city. So this is where this business owner would like to put her sign, and she's pretty much ready to go. So just needing your approval.
Is this replacing, is that covering an existing sign?
No, this is a brand new sign.
Brand new sign? So
Yep.
there wasn't anything there before. And then I guess I'll just some help on aesthetics. Is that kind of common for that area?
Wall signs are permitted
Okay.
in the district. That is a permitted sign. So
Is it vinyl or what's the material?
one moment.
Or is it yeah, what's the material?
Sorry, I've the material. What is she have?
It doesn't, it just says on the
You know what?
project.
It doesn't say.
It says
sorry.
ACM. I'm gonna guess that means acrylic. I would be guessing though.
Is it lit?
No, it is not lit.
Acrylic. So.
Well, I'm in favor of virtually all sign ordinance applications, just because it's they're so tangible. You can actually point to a before and an after, and you can say, okay, here's a difference that someone has made. So I'm in favor of that.
Yeah. Any objections from the group on this thing? I did have to consult with a business associate to figure out what microblading was, but now I know. So. All right. So we need to vote on that, right, Susan?
Yep. So it's 50% or up to $2,000. So you can choose to. I would recommend the full 50%, which had I been smart enough to do all the math right away. And I'm just going to round up to 772. 50% of that cost would be $386. I'm sorry, $386.
Okay, so I need a motion to approve this sign grant in the amount of $386 for brow slayer microblading, please.
I will make that
Dan?
motion.
I heard
Yeah, I'll
Pam and
second
somebody want a second?
Yeah, I'll second it, Dan.
Bobby will second, and then a roll call vote. Fred Pine,
Yes.
Mark Watts,
Yes.
Pam Schermeyer,
Yes.
Cheryl Mitchell. Cheryl Mitchell. Cheryl, you're on mute. Can you, all right, Brian Ford,
Yes.
Kelly Garrett,
Yes.
Bobby Lovins.
Yes,
Okay. Cheryl, did you want to
Cheryl,
say?
yes, I had to take a call real quick, yes.
Hey, thanks. And Dan Suggs, yes. So we've unanimously approved the sign grant application. So congrats to them. All right. I guess this is the opportunity for public comment. So Susie, do we have any public comment?
I do not. We have one. Let's see.
Corey, there you go. Good job.
I think she froze though. I can't see if there's public comment or not.
Susie, are you there?
Actually, maybe I can see. I'm not seeing
Yeah, I
anything.
do see one person, DZ, the initial DZ out there. We'll wait for Susie to hopefully reconnect here and unmute that person. Oh, That person disconnected. Let's see if Susie's coming back.
While we wait for Susie to come back, a question on the signs. We approve, I know we approve the sign grants, but the types of signs and, the aesthetics and, there's, I ask about the material just to, get a sense of what if we have something consistent, like, do we have, a theme or a general parameters, colors, types of material, that sort of thing for signs? I mean, I guess my concern is just, I see what that business's sign is, but if there's just a variety of signs, it can look kind of, trashy at some point if there's no consistent.
Yeah, I
consistent.
think we do have that language, Fred. And I think the only thing that we really wanted to avoid was, I don't know what they're lit with, but those big backlit, not that it's not lit, but it's that kind of I'm trying to see if I can see one. I don't think we have any. That's what we're trying to avoid.
Right. Yeah, but even to that point, if you had a bunch of different signs like that, I don't know. Just in thinking about how that sign looked on that building, because the building isn't necessarily conducive for signs, at least that kind of sign. If everyone had a different type of sign like that, and how that would present, how that would look to folks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Susie, are you back with us now?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My computer just died on me.
Yeah, so Fred's question is, when somebody's applying, first of all, do we have a sign standard here in Lathrup Village? Like what type of sign it has to be, what type of material, can it be backlit? And
That's all those parameters and standards are included in the sign ordinance, right? So each district is broken down, has different signage that they're permitted. So in most of our districts, wall signs are permitted. Not everyone has, not every district can have a monument sign. This district in particular, where this business is located, they can have a monument sign. And so that's where you would see, the big signs out front that would list, particularly for multi-tenant businesses, they usually have the small signboard or the signboard that says, these are the 8 businesses that are located in that particular property. So there, and the standards about backlit and whatnot, generally, it depends kind of on the signage. Like the rope lighting, that's a no. You can have some, some of those signs can be lit. I can resend you all the standards. We do have, some changes have been made to, or proposed, I should say, because nothing's been adopted just yet at the council level, for sign ordinance amendments. And they, kind of address more of the kind of political and expressive signs, to really make sure, and some other standards that make sure that our sign ordinance is not infringing upon First Amendment free speech right? So in general, we can regulate time, place, and manner, but not necessarily content.
And I think maybe to Fred's point, when we do get a sign grant application, is there an understanding that it meets the current guidelines already? So we're not deciding on whether the sign is approvable or not. We're deciding on whether we're going to invest in that sign with them.
Correct. All sign applications have to meet the city's current standards, right? And so in addition, no work can be done before approval. So for example, I spoke to the business owner, her name is Delon. I spoke to Delon last week, and she was like, my sign guy is like ready to come out. Like, will I still be eligible? I said, absolutely not. So, you can't apply for reimbursement after the fact. So, but all signs, all applications are expected to meet our sign ordinance standards
Okay.
and our processes, right? I mean, she still has to get a permit from the building department. She still, signs have to be done, sealed, from a licensed sign company.
Great. Does that answer your question, Fred?
Yes, yeah, it does.
Would you like me to resend you all the sign ordinance stuff?
Yeah, could you? Thanks.
All right. And Susie, before you got disconnected, you were checking to see if there was any public comment.
There was
And I
one.
don't think that person's out there anymore unless
I don't think
might be
so.
back. I don't know. Let's see.
Nope, I do not see that person. So sorry about that again. I don't know.
So no public comment. Without hearing any other open discussion, I guess officially, Mark, welcome to the team. Maybe share just a few notes about who you are and what you do in a day job, besides be a world famous DDA member now. So.
Okay. How you guys doing? I'm a 12-year resident of Lathrup Village, also a business owner. We have an office in Lathrup Village where I mentor young teens as well as run a couple of our businesses. I have a car lot in Detroit, and we have an office here that my wife has, a tax office, and we run a couple more of our businesses out of here and our mentoring program. And I'm a father of 3.
All right. Well, we appreciate you getting involved and coming and joining us on the DDA. So
Thank you.
Would your wife want to do a tax webinar?
Corey,
Possibly. Yes.
I'll email you.
Yeah, that's fine.
all right. Any other comments from the team? All right. I don't remember, Susie. Do I have to take a vote for adjournment or just adjourn and say goodbye? All right. Have a great weekend, guys. Stay warm. All right.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Thanks.
See ya.